Guys, welcome back to Dan's Reviews, and today we're going to be doing a second upload video for The Walking Dead today. And today we're going to be doing a video talking about who are the top 5 most likely characters to survive the longest out of the entire group. Now, if I could only pick 5, these are the ones. You can write yours below. This is probably not going to be a very long video, but if I had to pick my top 5 most likely characters to survive the longest in The Walking Dead, these are the ones I would pick. Now, again, out of these 5, there's no guarantees that all these people will survive. I think, honestly, there's at least 2 on this list I think probably could die eventually. And they're the 2 most popular characters of the show. But I still am going to include these 2 characters in the list. So the first one, and this is actually one of those 2 that I think could still die eventually, but I think this guy would be, way down the road, and that is Daryl Dixon on The Walking Dead. So with him, I think the thing about him is that seeing him with the crossbow, seeing him, how tough he is, he's Rick's right-hand man, and, I thought that they were going to kill him off at the end of Season 6. They still didn't. They're still keeping him around, and to be honest, I thought that would be the only good time to kill off Daryl, and they didn't use that time. So I feel like if they're going to kill him off, I think it's going to be at least the latest would be like season, or I guess you could say soonest, really, season like 10 or maybe 11, somewhere around there. But I don't think he's going to die anytime soon. After seeing the season 7 premiere, I think he'll survive for a little bit longer. So, really like Daryl. The 4th one on the list here is going to be Maggie. Now, Maggie as a character, yes, I think she will survive more likely than Daryl, just because the fact that she's a leader of the Hilltop. She's really strong. Not to say Daryl isn't, but she's really strong, just as well. And the thing about her is that, like everybody says, she's carrying the future, man. I think Maggie will survive for a very, very long time. And she does in the comic books, so I think that's another thing we gotta consider. Number 3 is going to be Michonne. So, Michonne is one of those characters where she's with Rick. She's kind of taking one of the roles from the comic books. Now, lately there's been a character that's been killed off in the comics, and I'll say right off the bat, it's not Michonne. But there's a character that's kind of Michonne's kind of taken the role of a different character from the comic books that has kind of recently been dying in the comic books. And if you've read the comic books, you know what I'm talking about. She's kind of slightly taken that kind of role. So I really hope that they don't do that to the TV series Michonne. But I honestly don't think they will. I think all it was is that I think they're just getting rid of the comic Andrea because they already killed off TV Andrea. I think that's all they're doing. I would be shocked if they killed off Michonne in, when would that happen logically? Probably around season 11, maybe, somewhere around there, season 10, season 11. So I really hope that they don't do that. But I honestly don't think they will. I think they'll skip that part, to be honest with you, in the TV series with the whole, Michonne / I don't want to spoil it, dying in the TV series, yeah. So, number 2, and I know a lot of people are going to be shocked about this one, I'm actually going to put Rick at not number 1, but number 2. Number 2, because Rick, he's still up there, though. He is the leader, but I don't feel like he'll survive as long as my number 1. He's the leader, and, obviously he's probably going to survive until near the end, at least. But I just don't think Andrew Lincoln is going to survive the entire show. I think Rick is an amazing leader, but I don't think he'll get out of The Walking Dead alive. So that's very unfortunate, but I think he will survive maybe longer than if they really wanted to kill off maybe characters like Daryl or Maggie, something like that. But I think Rick would be next after that, to be honest with you. I don't think Rick will survive as long as people do think. That's just me. Then my number 1 is going to be The Walking Dead's Carl. So Carl is just one of those characters where you cannot have him, die. I feel like Maggie, he's carrying the future, and he could be that new Rick once he kind of gets into his 20s or 30s. I feel like he could be like that kind of new version of Rick. And I just think with him losing the eye and everything, he's getting a lot more tough, both in comic and TV show. I feel like Carl will survive until the bitter end of The Walking Dead. If it's a sad ending or a good ending, I don't care. I think Carl will survive a long, long time. I think Carl will survive until the point where he dies of old age. I do think he will last that long. And that would be a long time, ahead. So, anyway, guys, write your comments below. Who do you think will survive the longest? Make your top 5 list in the comments below. And I'll see you guys really soon. Peace.